Hey y'all, my name's Mare. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be causing some book controversy because we are going to be doing the unpopular opinions tag. Now, I have done the anti-TBR tag in the past, and I will link that in the cards and in the description if you like watching bookish unpopular opinions. Yeah, let's just get into this video. The creator will be linked down below. It is the Book Archer. Definitely go check out their video. Definitely go support them because they put so much time and effort into making this tag, and I appreciate it so that I can bring content to you guys today. So, the very first question is, a popular book or series that you don't like? I have a lot that I could say for this. I am nothing but the unpopular opinion voice. I like to cause some controversy in the book community because I apparently just don't like really popular things that I should, and it's not because I don't want to be like other girls, it's just because I simply do not understand it. The very first book that I really hate, that I just will never understand the hype for, is Serpent and Dove. I don't want to talk about it. That experience of reading that book was god-awful, and I would never wish that upon myself ever again, so I don't really want to get into it and relive that experience. The second book is The Starless Sea. I actually will say that I do understand why people would like this book, but it is so not for me. And what sucks about this one is that I love books about books, and it's an ode to books. I thought it would be really great, really poetic, very lyrical, and it was very lyrical. It had beautiful writing, but the beautiful writing and the metaphors it was trying to present just did not add up to me, and the math was not mathing with that one, and I did not understand what the author was trying to say because I don't even think that the author knew what she was trying to say. I think that it was trying to allude to these weird metaphors and allusions, and I'm like, girl, what are you saying? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Do you understand what's going on here? Does anyone know what the takeaway of this book was? Because I really do not know. So I definitely enjoyed the beautiful writing, but that was about it. I liked the mini stories within the big story, but the overall story I did not care about at all. Another one I don't care for is Throne of Glass. Now, this is one that I didn't adamantly dislike. I actually liked a lot of the books within the series, but holistically, not worth the experience in my opinion. This series just drags. It is far too long, and I really enjoyed the first two books. Didn't really like the third book when Manon came into the picture. I thought it was a very weird tone shift. Started to really pick up during Queen of Shadows, and then after Empire of Storms I was like, nope, I can't do this. The main character, Selena, just annoyed the heck out of me. I feel like Sarah J. Maas took her entire plot that she had envisioned for the series and completely changed it with each book. I feel like there was never an overarching game plan, which just really bothered me. There were some good twists, there were some good moments. I'm not saying I adamantly hate this series, but if someone asks me if they should read Throne of Glass, I'm gonna say no, because it was excruciatingly painful for me to get through 7 really long books for characters I didn't care about. I feel like I could keep going on here. We're only on question 1, so I think I'll cause just a little bit more controversy, and I'll say 6 of Crows, and then I'll leave it. Wait, I have a copy of this book, so I can hold it up. I'm just really lazy, and I don't like editing pictures in when I don't have to, so I'm gonna hold the book. But I also really didn't care for 6 of Crows. Now, I will say I did really like the first book, but Crooked Kingdom was one of the worst reading experiences I have ever had the displeasure of doing. Like, I never in a million years thought I would hate Crooked Kingdom as much as I did, especially because when I first read 6 of Crows, I really enjoyed it, and then a couple years later, after reading Shadow and Bone, I think I got really Grished out. I was like, oh no, like there's all this hype for these books and I really just don't get it. I do like the original Grisha trilogy. I think that they're a lot of fun, and while they're not the most profound books in the world, I was really excited to get to 6 of Crows because I thought it was going to be a really great setup, and the first book was really good. The ending of this book, immaculate, one of my favorite endings ever. I love Nina, I love Jesper, I love Wylan. Cass Brecker, I want to fight him because he's so annoying. I get that he's who he is and he has his backstory, and I totally respect that, but Cass Brecker and I did not get along, and I just didn't understand the logistics of this book because it was like, how is this actually possible? Why are these teenagers? They should probably be written as older. I need more of a plot, and that's where I got irritated with Crooked Kingdom, is that we had these really great characters, and this book actually had an interesting plot, and then we got to Crooked Kingdom, and it's like, well, what the heck happened here? Like, there's no plot, it's just these characters talking, and I feel like it had a lot of wasted potential, and I know that is the most unpopular opinion of unpopular opinions, so that's why I'm including it in this tag, but I just did not like Crooked Kingdom. I'm not gonna go on another rant about it because I feel like I've done so way too many times on my channel. I'm really happy if you like this duology. I really did enjoy 6 of Crows, but was ultimately just really disappointed by Crooked Kingdom. So the next question is really interesting. It says a popular book or series that you love that everyone else seems to hate. So I actually did sort Goodreads by rating, and that's sort of how I chose these books. but let me tell you what books I love that the most of Goodreads seems to hate. So one book that I absolutely loved that was probably like one of the lowest ratings on Goodreads I've ever seen for a book that is as popular as it is Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I gave this one 5 stars. Totally understand how this would not be everyone's cup of tea. It was very, very weird, very bizarre. It's dark academia set at this college where weird things happen and the main character starts to kind of uncover those, and the weird is weird and the weird just gets weirder in this book, and I honestly loved it for that, but I totally understand why people would not like that. So I can't blame the people of Goodreads for not giving Catherine House a higher rating, even though I wish that they would have had as amazing of an experience as I did when I read it. Another book that I seem to really enjoy that most people didn't is Leave the World Behind. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, so I didn't love it as much as Catherine House, but I just really enjoyed the journey of this book. I listened to it on audio, which I think really might have benefited my experience because the audiobook just had this spooky factor to it that really set the tone for the end of the world. So I highly recommend listening to the audiobook if you are interested in picking this one up, because I feel like I might have had a more enhanced experience that way. 2 other books that I liked that I don't own are The Ravens and The Project. These both have really bad ratings on Goodreads, but I think I gave The Ravens 4.5 stars and The Project a 4.25. Really enjoyed both of them. I thought they were very strong. I don't really get why The Ravens has a low rating because I honestly really love that book, but I do understand when people wouldn't like The Project. So like most of these books that I love that everyone hates, I understand. I just wish you wouldn't. Okay, so the next question is a love triangle where the main character ends up with the character you weren't rooting for. So this series is not finished yet, so I don't know if this love triangle, if you can even call it a love triangle, is going to end the way that I want it to, but I am talking about Chain of Gold. I do not want to get into the spoilers of this because if you haven't read this first book, I feel like you might feel like it's a spoiler if I get into it, but there's a character in this book that I really want to end up with another character that I just don't think is going to happen, even though that breaks my heart. So Chain of Gold, I'm definitely on the wrong side of the love triangle, if you can even call it a love triangle. It's literally just a relationship, and then I am inserting myself into the triangle and saying, no, this will be a triangle because I need it to be. If you are interested and you have read Chain of Iron, I do have a Chain of Iron spoiler-filled reading vlog that you can go check out in the cards or in the description for you to understand more so my thoughts on that. The next question is a book genre that you typically do not reach for. I really don't have much to say for this one. I guess I'm just gonna say historical or literary fiction. I do enjoy a good contemporary fiction, but I typically don't reach for historical or very like specific like fancy fiction. Like I am very much in my YA fantasy bubble and I'm okay with that. The next question is a popular character that you don't care about. I searched high and low for the answer for this, and I know a lot of my friends are going to be very upset with me in the comments, so again, I'm really sorry, but I do not understand why everyone is obsessed with Nikolai from Shadow and Bone. Listen, I kind of get the appeal, but when you look at Nikolai and you look at any other blonde boy in any other YA fantasy book, there's so many with more flavor to them. I get the hype for Nikolai. He's a pirate, you know, he's got it going on. He's got all the things that I would typically like in a book boyfriend, but he just did not do it for me, and I didn't really care about his character in King of Scars either. He's just very bland in my opinion. No hate to you if you like Nikolai, like I truly do get it. So the next question is a popular author that you can't seem to get into, and I am not going to rag on Leigh Bardugo anymore because I actually did really enjoy Ninth House. I'm sorry, Leigh Bardugo, for shading you so much in this video. It's not you, it's me, I promise. An author I want to say that I don't think I'm going to give another chance is Carrie Maniscalco, who wrote Stalking Jack the Ripper. I've only read 1 book by her, so I might give her a second chance with Kingdom of the Wicked because I have been hearing good things about that one, and someone actually recommended it to me, so I do want to try and pick it up. Just did not care for Stalking Jack the Ripper. It did absolutely nothing for me, and so I have a feeling that the rest of her books are going to do nothing for me because I've just noticed that you either really like her or you really don't. And the other author that I'm going to say is Simone St. James, who wrote The Sundown Motel and also The Broken Girls. Didn't care for either of those books. The next question is a popular trope that you are tired of seeing, and to be honest with y'all, none of them. I love all the tropes. Give me the most trope-filled book that you can possibly find and I will have a fun time. Like, I love tropes as long as they're executed well. I do not care how many tropes you throw in there. I honestly love the Chosen One trope. I love the Lost Princess trope. I love literally anything under the sun. I love it. If it's done well, it's great. I just don't care if it's overdone. Like, I love a good love triangle. There's no trope that's bad bad in my opinion unless it is done bad. And the last question is, what TV show or movie adaptation do you actually think is better than the books? So for this, I'm going to say The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I know that this author is problematic, but I read his books in middle school, so it was like before I knew anything about that, and I loved the Maze Runner movies. I thought that they were fantastic, really well done, and the books were okay, but I did not have the same attachment to the books as I did to the movies, and maybe that's just because Dylan O'Brien is in the movies and he's not in the books, but I thought the movies were fantastic and so much better than the books. That is going to be it for the unpopular opinions book tag, but I will be actually posting the popular opinions book tag very, very soon, created by my friend Abby. Stay tuned, subscribe down below so that you don't miss that upload, and also I would really appreciate it if you would like this video because it does really support me and my channel. I have all my social medias linked down below, as well as ways that you can support my channel, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.